Hello.
Hey, long time no see.
I know, it's been a while.
Well, hey, thanks for taking the time, guys. We'll maybe just wait 1 or 2 more minutes here.
Hmm.
I got a couple messages from people that can't make it because obviously I had to push back the time. I had some issues with these things can only go 40 minutes, and I was testing it before, and it essentially used up all 40 minutes of our call that was supposed to start at 12. So my bad. But yeah, this shouldn't take more than half an hour, and we're just going to record this call so that I can send it off to people that weren't here. But we'll wait 2 more minutes. I think, Don, we're waiting for Talana, right?
Yeah.
Carolyn, tell us a story. What's going on?
Oh my gosh. Nothing's really happening. Just, in quarantine. But parks have opened up. So me and my friends met at Baker's Park yesterday and just hung out in a giant self-distance group.
Socially isolated circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Good times.
Mm-hmm. You? What's new?
You know what? We've been busy the last 3 weeks, just getting open for golf and getting the halfway house open for takeout, and then we started doing takeout in here on Friday.
Nice.
And yeah, today is opening day at 1:30. We're gonna have people in here, so yeah, it's been busy just getting everything ready and getting people all up to speed on the new health and safety protocols. And
nice.
Yeah.
How many people can be inside of the clubhouse in terms of members coming in?
Well, it's we have a big capacity in here, so we kind of have been able to set the way that we want, because the tables obviously have to be spaced out 6 feet and people have to be spaced out 6 feet. So we probably have a capacity of about 80 people right now between the patio, the dining room, and Spike.
Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's I think maybe, guys, we'll probably just get going, and then people can join here. Jess, thanks for joining us too. I think you're on the call. But if everyone just wants to mute right now, and then what I'm going to do is I'll just open it up to you guys. Matt's been in for orientation, so he knows what's going on. Krista is working today, so we've gone through a few things. Yeah, if everyone just wants to mute and then kind of take note of questions that you may have, or just kind of give me a big wave if you want me to stop talking and go over something again. Okay. Good. Okay, so I'm going to, through this process, share my screen with you guys to go through some of these documents that we've created. And I sent a bunch of them out to you guys to review in that big, long email with 100 attachments in it. But we'll just kind of go document by document and hit on the key points here. We're going to talk about PPE, Health and Safety Alberta government guidelines, and then kind of our F&B safety protocols. As well as what the members signed off on for a waiver and the information that's been shared with them. And then we're just going to quickly kind of go through all the menus that we have for Clubhouse Turn and Takeout, and then we'll do questions and wrap this thing up. So I'm going to set my phone down now, so you probably are going to be staring at the ceiling for a bit, but I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. Okay, so you guys should see now the Candy Meadows playbook. So I guess, just to start for everyone, for us, health and safety, the safety of our staff and safety of our members is number one priority with us opening back up. So we've been working pretty hard the last few weeks to make sure that we are following the guidelines of the Alberta government and AHS in regards to reopening. So this first document is we sent an updated version to the members on Friday when we got the go-ahead that we were going to open the clubhouse for sit-down dining, just so that they could have a look at it, because this is what they signed off on and what they've agreed to. Someone's not muted. I think maybe Con outside with the wind. Thank you. So Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone's had a chance to look at this, but really this playbook is just giving them an update on the facilities that are closed or unavailable, or what the modified services look like. So, um, for golf, there are a number of different regulations that the members have to follow that are different than before. Examples would be that only one person per cart. Um, if they're not from the same household, if they are living at the same address, they can ride together. Only people on the tee sheet are allowed to visit the restaurant for sit down dining right now. Uh, what else? So like they can't touch the pins. They stay in all the time. There's a little lever on them for them to pull them up and down to get their ball out. So there's just a number of things golf related that the members have had to they've had to adapt to, and that's all communicated here. Same thing on course. There's no water containers out there for them to fill up water on the course. There's no ball washers. There's a little blurb in here about lightning delays. So if there's lightning on the course, the members are instructed to go back to their vehicles right now to shelter in place there until they hear the horn again. So they're not to be coming in the clubhouse or the pro shop. As we get to the food and beverage section here, you'll see everything that was highlighted are the updates here that we sent out to the members. So obviously we've been doing turn takeout service for the last couple of weeks, and they can order from the app and we deliver on course for them as well, but they're not allowed to go into the turns. We've got a pretty slick system right now where they can view, we have the entire menu loaded up in there. It's available on the website as well. And they can order ahead through the app or call. And then we started to do takeout service from the restaurant on Friday. And so those menus are available on the website. And we've done a pretty decent business with that. The menu available on the website isn't the full expanded menu that we're doing for sit down dining today, but we're going to update that pretty quick. You'll see kind of in yellow where it says Clubhouse Restaurant. This is really just what we wanted to, the important points to communicate to the members. So dining hours, opening today, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it's only available for members with a tee time and for post-golf dining. So walk-ins only, no reservations required right now. Hopefully further on down the road, we're going to open it up to social members and members that aren't on the tee sheet that want to come for dinner or have their wives join them after. But right now, just because we are opening at 50% capacity in here, we only have a certain amount of table space and amount of chairs. So we just don't want it to get overwhelmed, and we're going to be working out the kinks this week with the seating system. We have a host, a full-time host that's going to be on day and night. And so guests are going to be encouraged to, not encouraged, it's mandated that they are not self-seating, and they're going to be brought in to be sat. So we need to be able to control that. And that's something new that we haven't done before. So we're going to work through that this week. You can see that maximum length of stay for people dining in here is 60 minutes per party. Same idea. We want to give everyone a shot to come in, have some food, have some drinks, but we need time to disinfect the tables after. And we don't want to get into a spot where we have multiple groups waiting. Like we do have waiting areas designated outside socially distanced ones. And if we get to more than a couple groups waiting, we encourage them to wait in their car, and we're going to call or text them when their table's ready. So you see, next point is groups not from the same household will be spaced out 6 feet. At big tables, and they'll be spaced out 6 feet a piece at that same table. If they're from the same household, they can sit beside each other. And so again, our hosts and myself and Connor and Eric are going to have to do a really good job of asking great questions at the door and taking them to a table that suits that. We're going to have to essentially walk around and police a lot of members trying to go socialize with other tables and pull their chairs up closer. And there's a number of things that we know are going to happen. And so yeah, we'll just be all over that this week. You can see some general points there. Again, it's just about physical distancing, not coming to the course if you're feeling sick or unwell. And so they've all essentially agreed to all of those screening protocols before they come visit the course here. So that is that first document. So kind of next up, okay, so these are the F&B safety measures that we sent out to the members. So obviously, we said safety is first for members and for our staff. And these are the additional precautionary measures that we're taking at the advice of the government and AHS. So we're asking members to sanitize their hands when they come in and when they leave, that we're going to seat them all through the spike doors and they have to exit through the south admin doors. There's signage all through the clubhouse directing people where to go, and the host and Connor, myself, and Eric will educate them on that stuff as they go. We have hand sani available for everyone. There's disinfectant wipes behind the bar if people want them additionally to wipe down their tables. But we are disinfecting any food surface, so tables, bar tops, all that, and then sanitizing them after every use. Essentially telling them we don't want them moving chairs around, ask staff to do that at tables, and absolutely no moving of tables by members. You can see masks will be worn by employees at all times. So for us, PPE wise, when you guys get to the course, you can text myself, Connor, or Eric when you get here, and everyone's going to enter through the kitchen gates. And we've got signage outside there kind of giving you directions what to do. But when you come through, we want you to put on a mask, sanitize your hands, sanitize your phone. And we have the throwaway masks, but you can see kind of the mask that I have here right now. I don't know if you can see my face through this, but we are allowed to wear these cotton masks too. And we have a bunch that will be available, and we'll give one per staff member, the washable ones. And that's, they don't have to be the N95s right now for food service. So we're going to do a temperature check for you when you come through the building. That's why we want you to message us. We made a decision for everyone that servers, front of house, and bartenders, that we're not going to be mandating to wear gloves. We just feel like it gives a false sense of security with, potentially not hand washing every 15 minutes minimum as you should, or sanitizing. So we will have gloves available, and you guys will have a choice if you want to wear them or not, but the same protocols for hygiene. Anytime you touch anything dirty from a guest, we want you to be washing your hands or washing your gloves or sanitizing, and minimum every 15 minutes. And there's hand washing procedures labeled throughout the back area as well. And we'll take you through what each chemical does. Really, there's just a disinfectant spray for tables, and there's an aerosol disinfectant spray, and then there's our normal food safe sanitizer that we need to spray on after we wipe the disinfectant on anything that's food, touches food. So we will have laminated and throwaway menus at the front door for members. They come in, we're going to give them the option and let them know that they can access the website for the menu as well if they're more comfortable with that. And then as soon as menus are cleared away, we have to disinfect them, wipe them down, and then we bring them back to the front. And we're just figuring out what that process is going to look like, but we'll keep you guys all in the loop on that as we get that dialed in. So then you can see we just ask members to maintain 6 foot difference between them, other guests, employees. We've really put a lot of importance on that playbook that we sent out and they signed, and all of this information is available that we're going through right now on the website for them under the F&B dropdown. So they should be relatively educated, but knowing our members, they like to push it. Some people, despite, some people might believe that this is serious. Some people might think that it's overboard. The reality is that we have a liability here as the club, and we're regulated and mandated by AHS and by the government, and we're following those protocols to ensure that everyone's safe. So it's not like a gray area. We have a choice, and people can push the envelope. It's like it's black or white, and there will be repercussions for members that don't follow the protocols, that don't respect social distancing, or that give us a hard time about any of this stuff. So just know we're here to support that process, the management as well. So again, just sort of wrap up the rest of this document. The members may or may not have read a lot of this stuff, but it's really just kind of telling them what's changed in here. Like, they can access the lower level in the locker rooms. There's signage and those doors are closed. No minors still in the spike. Table service only, no seating, no service at the bar. All the chairs are taken away from the bar top. 60 minutes per party again. No moving tables. We'll bring them chairs if they need them. Really, the only situation that will happen is for same household dining tables, because they can have a maximum of 6 people. So we may need to grab a chair or two if they have people joining them. I think that's probably all the really important information from here. So I'm going to show you guys. We have all of this information posted, for the members outside the door. So again, we have this in huge signage where when they walk out, and the host is going to ask them to read this signage and ask if they have any questions before she brings them in to seat them. So we're going to get asked a lot of questions this week, and a lot of information is going to be communicated out to the members, but we have printed copies of these for them to take away if they want as well. But it really just reinforces the stringent health and safety protocols, hygiene protocols, and then just reinforces those important points about sanitizing before and after when they walk in, the waiting zones, the restrictions around groups not from the same size and what tables they can sit at, designated same household diners, temperature checks for the staff, letting the members know the staff will be wearing masks at all times. So the minute you guys are in the building, in any area until you leave, you need to be wearing a mask. And then those disinfectant wipes we'll have behind the bar if members do want an additional Lysol wipe or something like that to wipe something down at their table. We have them. And then just a reminder for them, all surfaces when the restaurant will be sanitized thoroughly between each use. So the washrooms are actually single use person only, and there's signage there as well. And there's locks on each door for the washrooms in Spike and in the dining room. And the host, as well as the managers and servers, if you're not busy, will take you through the protocol, but it should take about 2 minutes to disinfect the washrooms, like those high touch point areas, the high volume areas. So it'll take about 2 minutes to go through there and just initial off and sign off that those washrooms are getting clean. But the main responsibility of that is on the hostess to ensure that gets done. Anyone like Krista, Carolyn, Matt, she asked that's on here, anyone else that's on here, any questions so far? Like you can give me just a thumbs up if I'm good to keep going.
No questions from me.
You're good, Maddie?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So, sorry, one sec here, guys. So that's the safety procedures that are posted for the members. We went through, this is just a different version of that playbook that we sent out to them that's updated and unedited. So these relaunch guidelines, this is what we built our systems and procedures around, sent out by the Alberta government. And this is what the health inspectors will be checking in on. So obviously not operating at more than 50% capacity. Again, 2 meters between each dining party, walking lanes. We don't have anywhere where we need physical barriers because we don't have any booths that don't move or tables that are really close. So we're all good there. Essentially what's going to be different for service is there's going to be no condiments. There's nothing on the table. So when people go to get seated, the host is going to set the down menus and walk them through what's on the menus, talk about happy hour, daily feature, let them know who their server is. And then you as a server, you're going to go to the table, like roll-ups will still be used with the linen napkins, but they'll be brought out with the food at the same time. For water glasses and drink glasses, like when you bring them out, you can fill them up, bring them to the table. Anytime you're refilling waters or doing anything, not doing anything, anytime you're refilling waters, we don't want you touching the glasses at the table. So you can just ask the members to move them so you can fill them. Every server is going to have a pair of ice tongs that you can use to remove dirty linen napkins or anything you don't want to touch. But the big thing is that this is non-negotiable. Everyone is to use a tray 100% of the time. And those trays will be getting sanitized and disinfected regularly. So we need to make sure everyone's using them all the time, and you'll have those ice tongs. The big thing as well is just to make sure that you're not going to tables and removing dirty, plates or glasses, and then going to a table and loading up clean items like fresh drinks or something like that to drop off at a table. It's like one trip to clear off dirties from all your tables, drop them off in the back, wash, sanitize your hands, and then back out to get the clean items. It's going to slow things down a little bit. We're going to have to work out the kinks a little bit for service, but we're going to ask the members to be patient with all this stuff as we work through it. And so anything that, for example, like Valentina bottles or Sriracha or anything that we would bring to the guests in bottles, that doesn't happen anymore. It's going to be everything, all sauces served in sides, and no salt and peppers on the table. It'll just be salt and pepper packets as well at the table. So we encourage you, obviously you're wearing masks, and the reason why you're wearing masks, because we're working in an area where you can't properly socially distance between the guests and between other employees and the kitchen area, the expo area. But we still want you to try and maintain that physical distance from members at the table, and approach the table sort of in the middle, not right next to a guest as much as possible. I mean, you're going to have to get in there to clear plates and do all that. But one thing that is absolutely not acceptable is like hugging members as they come in, touching members when they come in. We need to set the tone for the safety measures in here to hold them to those standards as well. So there'll be no tolerance for that kind of stuff going on. Any questions about any of that service-wise right now for anyone on the call? Good right now? Okay, we've only got a few more things to go through. I'll open it up at the end. Okay, what else? So yeah, we talked about washroom sanitized, table sanitized, and then dining service only happening at the table. Reusable menus, rolled silverware. There's no buffets, no functions or self-service stuff right now. Members can order takeout stuff from the clubhouse at their table if they want to take stuff to go. That's no problem. And I think that's kind of it. Like outside the washrooms, there's social distancing markers, and again, we want everyone come in through the spike and out through the admin doors on the other end. Okay, so I'm sure everyone is probably, if you've been watching the news or talked to any human on planet Earth over the course of the last 2 months, you know about generally how coronavirus is spread and what we need to do to try and prevent the spread. So we've got a number of posters around the building talking about that, monitoring symptoms. Again, we're checking in all of our staff. But yeah, if you have any questions, like this document's available. We have it posted around physical distancing, isolation. We'll go through, like, if you are feeling sick, what that policy looks like. But essentially, like, if you do feel like you have a cough, fever, shortness of breath, runny nose, sore throat, that's not related to a pre-existing condition, that you're not going to be able to come to work, unfortunately. Like, we're going to encourage you to go get a test and stay home. And we've had a couple people that have gotten tests so far because of they were experiencing these symptoms, not from pre-existing, and the tests have come back negative. But we want to err on the side of overly cautious versus taking chances with any of this stuff. Good with all that, everyone on the call? Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So let's just go through a little the menus real quick. And again, these are posted everywhere. I sent them out in the emails. We have them. They're pretty slick now. Thanks, Derek, for doing all the design work. He's put in a ton of time on this stuff over the last couple of weeks. But we've got all of our food items on one page. We've opened with a bit of a modified menu. It's not, we'll add items as we go, and we don't really know how busy we're going to be. But one thing that's important is not from the same household tables. We're encouraging them not to share food. So, again, it's like we can't police every little thing, because these members have to take some responsibility, and we're hoping everyone's been pretty respectful so far. But you can see, like, we have an individual Kenyan nachos on there. If people just want that, it says full-size nachos available on request, and that I would say as a server talking point. You just want to say those full-size nachos are, if one person's going to eat them, cool. That's not very likely, but they're more so for tables from the same household. So that's our main menu. Again, we can go through it when you guys are here for your serving shifts, but it's got the desserts listed right on there. And then on the back side of the menu, we have all of the drinks. So it's just like a one-stop shop for the members. So you've got your red and white wines by the glass. And for the most part, we have two new whites, the Trienne Rosé and then the Cloudbreak Chard. And then for the reds, we have a new Spanish red by the glass. And then we have a new Malbec by the glass. Everything else is the same as what we had last year for red and white wines. And then, as you get into beers, we can review this as well. But the taps are almost all the same, other than we have a Brewster's Peach Ale instead of raspberry, and we've got a rotating IPA tap on there. And I think that's about it for those guys. But you can see it's got all our bottled beer, and then signature cocktails, spirits, premium spirits. Happy hour, again, we're doing 1 to 4 every day. My screen's kind of covered here to show those prices, but I think highballs are $5, craft pints and domestic pints are $5, $7.50 6-ounce pours, I believe, and then Prosecco. And then you've got your daily features in there too. So we've got non-alcoholic listed on here, which hopefully should help for pricing and, see to use this to, rather than the Jonas, go look for your answers of what we have. And then on a separate menu that's going to be brought and offered probably mostly for dinner is our reserve lists that are only available by the bottle. So you've got your, we've pared down the list quite a bit. So we only have, I think, 7 or 8, 3, 6, 8 white bottles. And then for reds, we added probably about 4 or 5 new wines, and we deleted, I think, about 6 new wines. So again, we'll get more into all of this as we go, that wine list. And then you can see at the bottom, noteworthy bottles are just our kind of, higher end, anything between over that $90 price range for members. So those are those menus. And the other separate menu would be the kids menu. And it's just cheeseburger, chicken fingers, grilled cheese, mac and cheese. So pretty limited menu for the kids for right now. Clubhouse takeout menu. So these are posted. Again, this is going to be a new procedure we're working out the kinks for, but we're scheduling people essentially right now, expos / to go. But we'll iron out the details on this policy. But we're going to be offering takeout full time. We're going to expand the hours from 2 to 10 to when we open right now, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock is when we would open on a normal day for sit down dining. We'll do the same for the takeout menu. Because that's essentially kind of 4 hours after the first round of golf at 7 a.m. So you can see this menu is intended for offsite consumption only. Please go to the designated curbside pickup zone to pick up your order. So members have got full instructions on how to place their orders. We give them a text or a phone call when it's ready, and they drive into the zone. We go out the kitchen gates and we drop it for them. Touchless, pretty slick little system. The reason why we say it's intended for offsite consumption is because we're doing off sales of discounted bottles of wine and 4 packs of beers and that type of thing. That's all listed on the website. And when people order those, the tall cans of beer, we call the turn brings it over for the orders. So you can see it's a kind of a limited menu for takeout, but we're going to reprint and repost these to the website in the next few days when we get rolling, so the members can see the full menu for takeout as well that we have. That's the same as sit down dining. And then you can kind of see this last page of what they see. Member exclusive wines, 50% off. So we're essentially offering them some great wines at a really reduced price. Some that we've removed from the list. Some we're just going to rotate in some of those really nice reserve bottles so they get a chance to try them and take them home with them. And then you can see all the different options of tall cans and ciders and ready to drink beverages like White Claws and Nudes and all that down there. And so we're limiting it to 2 bottles of wine per member for takeout. And then we have these posted everywhere for you guys in the server areas too. So those are the red and the white and their prices, which are pretty crazy deals for them for take home. So I think that's kind of everything for right now. Again, it's going to be lots of communication. I don't know how busy it's going to be. We're hoping it's a combination of busy at the turn, busy with takeout stuff for people who aren't 100% sure on coming in to eat. And then, decently busy in here with people for sit down dining. And, the goal is ideally in the next couple of weeks as restrictions ease, as we get to kind of phase 2 from the government, that hopefully we can open this up a little bit more to outside dining. But again, we have to figure out our reservation policy. We got to make sure that the technology syncs up with that in order for us to be able to handle the reservations, organize them for golfers coming in off the course, as well as people wanting to come in to dine that aren't golfing, because we really are handcuffed with the amount of seats and tables we have right now. So again, first and foremost, it's really safety is the number one priority. And know that Connor and I and Eric are here to support that process for you guys. And we really do want to thank you for coming back to be part of this, because, again, we're not frontline workers like, Krista, who's been out there on the front lines as a nurse every day. But again, we're providing a service that people don't have access to right now. And so, we want to make sure they have a hospitable experience. We want to make sure that the little details are dialed in. The food is great. The service is great. The drinks are great. Because it's going to feel weird to them. And, getting served by someone in a mask and having all these protocols where they're normally allowed to just have free reign in the clubhouse. So let's really, really try and make this a good experience for them. And we're going to have to work together for that. So I just want to say thank you to Connor too, and Eric for all the work they've done to get things ready to roll. And we're really, really excited to have everyone back and to get this thing going. So through all this, it's like, hey, let's just remember to keep our senses of humor. Let's remember to have some fun at work within, the structure and guidelines of safety and hygiene first as well. So yeah, with all that being said, I just got a note that this thing is going to expire in like 8 minutes. So everyone can kind of come off mute. And if you have any questions, let me know. And like I say, this is being recorded, so we're going to send this out to everyone else as well. Anything I didn't cover, anything that's on your mind right now, let me know. Nothing. No one. You guys can all come off mute now.
Hey, Jordan, I have a question for you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah.
This is Talina. So I have worked one shift, and that was brunch right before COVID happened. And
okay.
I work today, and I start at 3, and I am the closer. So there's a few things I'm not sure, like where to show up, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, totally. So we're going to be here to work through that with you, Talina,
Okay.
for sure. So when you show up, like for everyone, we want you to park in the furthest, like the back row against the hedges when you come into the parking lot, same as usual.
Okay.
And then you'll see the big wooden kitchen gates. You'll see a curbside pickup sign there, and you enter through those gates. And then there's another double set of doors that will give you the protocol. You come through those doors. Text me before you get here, or call me,
Okay.
and then I'll meet you in there. We'll do the temp check. We'll do the screening, sanitize your hands, your phone, put on a mask, and we'll be good to go. But we're going to be working side by side with you this week and for those shifts as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anyone else? Carolyn, Krista?
When we get those masks, should we throw them out, like the paper ones, after every shift, or?
Correct. Yeah. So you throw them out, and this is one of the things too. It's like, we want to try as much as possible to avoid touching your face. And I know it's hard, but with those masks on, especially with your bare hands, like just avoid touching your face. If you find yourself touching your face, touching your mask, throw those disposable ones out. They'll be available. Like I say, we're gonna have cotton ones for everyone. Hopefully, we can have a couple for people so they wash them after every shift. But they do shrink. We'll talk about that too, about how to kind of wash them and maintain them. That's a good question, Carolyn. Anyone else? Again, there's going to be a million questions that come up in the next couple of weeks. Come talk to myself, to Connor, to Eric, and then Tim and Kevin are obviously very knowledgeable about the protocols as well, and in the back too. So have lots of support through this.
Do you want us to show up like maybe like 20 minutes early or something like that, just so we have time for the whole screening process?
I think so. The screening process, Krista and I did it. When she walked in, it takes about 30 seconds.
Okay.
But I think for you, show up earlier than your start time, and because we're going to have to, it's a bit of on the fly, right? But we'll walk through. Yeah. I'll give you a tour and a walkthrough and a rundown before we even get into you having any tables. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Everyone good other than that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just take some time to get used to, and
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be. It's weird. It's weird, but it's all good. We're. I feel like we're very set up here, and everything's like ready to go. It's just going to be enforcing the guidelines with the members and making sure that we are getting used to the new habits that you have to have around hygiene and how that ties into food service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
Ladies and the gents can't have their giant tables anymore.
no, it's going to be, it's going to be an adjustment for them for sure. And the hour thing, you know, we'll talk about it a little bit. It's like, hey, if we're not crazy busy, it's not gonna be like, hey, you must leave right now. Here's your bill, get out. But, you know, we're gonna, because the host is gonna have to mark down what time everyone, you know, what time everyone arrives and what time they're supposed to be leaving. And we'll have to keep track of that and communicating with you as the servers to keep you updated. But you'll probably want a way to know, you know, when your guests and when your tables are supposed to be going. Yeah, we'll go from there. We have 1 minute and 45 seconds before this thing expires. So I think, I think that's probably good for today. And like I say, you know, for your first shift, come in a little bit early and we'll walk you through the building. We'll walk you through the expectations. We have updated dress code. We didn't really talk about that, but I think Connor he placed that Lulu order, black, ideally like Nikes or dark black sneakers. You guys got the whole rundown on the dress code. You got that email with all the menus. All this information is available. Reach out to me if you need me to resend or you have any questions before your first shifts.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jordan.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.